Howdy, and welcome to the Fantasy Back Porch Hour. We have a special guest tonight with us, Lil D. How you doing?
God damn, he's fucking tall.
God, unreal. Sleeves, the Fantasy Alchemist. I am Bear. This is Outlaw.
Fucking tall.
Yeah,
That's what I do.
yeah.
And yet we still can't talk him into going into college to play tight end.
I know. Wow. All right, let's go.
Well,
Tonight we're talking about. Go.
we're talking about Outlaw's team over there, also known as Midget Pirate Hookers.
Yeah.
I like the pause
Midget
there.
pirate hookers.
So, Mr. Midget Pirate Hookers, why don't you let us know who you got to draft last night?
I like that you had the respect to throw in the mister there. I respect your respect there. Well,
You did give me Adrian Peterson.
I did. I tried to give you Arian Foster, but it got vetoed.
Isn't
so
that great?
you were lucky enough to
It's
get
fucking awesome.
Adrian Peterson. I still got Doug Martin out of it.
All right.
But either way, in that trade, I got your first round pick.
You did.
So therefore, I had 2 first-round picks. Now, my first-round pick was taken up by Arian Foster, who was a keeper for me. With the amount of running backs that were kept and the amount of running backs that were drafted in the first round, plus the fact that I already had viable running backs, and I'll get to that later, with my first-round pick that I actually had, I take Larry Fitzgerald.
Love Larry Fitzgerald.
Second round, I take Reggie Wayne. And third round, I went ahead and jumped on Lamar Miller, and there's a reason for that.
Asshole.
Because I traded away my 4th round pick to this dickhead. Bear, by the way.
Also an
That's
asshole.
what I'm pointing at.
I feel the love.
I love you, Bear.
My
love
5th round pick was taken up by Doug Martin, whom I got from Sleeves. Then, when I finally get to pick again in round 6, I'm already filled up on running back, so I went ahead and jumped on Cecil Shorts. Then, in 7, I take Tavon Austin. May have been a little early, but in the keeper league, you have to think.
You gotta think down the road.
You're thinking down the road.
Look in the future.
So, I had 2 8-round picks, or 2 round 8 picks. I took Darrell Richardson and went ahead and got my tight end with Owen Daniels. Then in round 9, I finally got my quarterback with Andy Dalton. Then I went for the sleeper, DeAndre Hopkins.
Nice pick.
Yeah.
Didn't have an 11. I took in 12, Michael LaShore. I know, a handcuff. Then 12, my second 12, went ahead and got a backup quarterback. I went ahead and took Jay Cutler. Then 13, went my kicker, Matt Bryant. And 14, drafting for week 1 against the Jets, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers defense.
Okay.
So, again, Little D, what do you like?
Well, I like the Reggie Wayne in the second round. That interesting pick. He's getting up there in age.
He is.
From?
He's been around the block.
Oh my god, he's 34, big deal.
He's from the U.
Yeah, he is.
The U.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
Had to throw it in there, Mr.
Yeah.
Florida fan.
Jerry Rice put up big numbers at 39.
That's the EWE, by the way.
But Reggie Wayne, he's a fucking beast.
Solid pick, I gotta say.
Especially in PPR.
He does perform.
Who cares if he's 34? All he does is catch passes.
Yeah.
Exactly. Why do you think I drafted him in the second round?
And that's a great pick, especially coming after Larry Fitzgerald.
Yeah.
Right.
And so
Like the 2 running backs you already had.
I was going to say, you already had Doug Martin
And Arian Foster.
And now you coupled them with 2 legitimate wide receiver number 1s.
Oh,
Yeah,
with-
and now what a lot of people will say is that, oh, Doug Martin's going to have a sophomore slump. But if you look at history, running backs don't typically have sophomore slumps.
Not like quarterbacks do.
Right.
And even if he drops 200
One
yards,
time.
that leaves him at 1,300.
Yeah.
One time that a running back has put up 1,400 plus yards in the rookie season, one time did that running back play a full season and put up less than 1,000 yards, and that was Mike Anderson. And who is he?
Denver Broncos.
No, I know who
Yeah,
he is. I just,
most people
you know.
don't.
Sorry.
Fantasy newbie didn't know.
Do you like anybody else from his team?
Can we talk about that Andy Dalton pick?
Big Red.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, you know, my original plan. I'll tell you exactly. I'll tell you exactly what my mindset was on that. My
Should I
original
describe
plan.
that plan now?
No. If you really think this is eggplant worthy, go ahead. But I can justify this.
It's not eggplant worthy because of the wide receivers he already has on top of the running backs.
I just thought
That
that
is a
was
valid
fucking
statement.
the draft
When-
like they do everybody.
You tried.
You
You tried.
But see, the thing is, because some dickhead went ahead and chose Matt Stafford in the 4th round when he already had a starting quarterback,
Yeah, making me take Tom Brady.
making you take Tom Brady and forcing other people to
Don't
jump on
blame others for
quarterbacks
your actions.
prior to when the quarterback should have been drafted. My original plan was that when I finally got my pick in round 6, there should have been a couple, 2 or 3 viable starting quarterbacks still available. But since somebody, not naming names, Bear, went ahead and jumped on Stafford, that caused a little bit of a stir, and
Yes, it did.
that caused Tom Brady, Russell Wilson,
And
Tony Romo,
Matt
to get
Ryan was
drafted.
already taken.
Right.
It was already a keeper.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's why when I saw there was no viable starting quarterback available in round 6 when I drafted, that's when I went ahead and took backup wide receivers that could potentially have a good season. That's why I jumped on Cecil Shorts, Tavon Austin, and DeAndre Hopkins, and and waited.
In the AFC, I think that the Bengals will be the number 2 team overall. As much as I hate to say that, because Dolphin love.
Go Dolphins.
Yeah, go Fins. I still think that looking at what division they're in, the Browns, sorry, Andrew, they suck. Steelers are down. Ravens are down.
They'll win their
They're going
division.
to win. Oh God! If they don't win their divisions because of
They're going to win
Just
their
injuries
division,
that
and
we don't
Dalton's
see
going to be
now.
at the helm.
I was unfamiliar with the term that you used a second ago. You said you were handcuffing yourself.
Right, handcuff.
Can you explain that for us fantasy newbies?
Well, for example, he has a great handcuff. Now, it's not his own handcuff, but it's a great handcuff in Mikel LaShore. Now, Reggie Bush, everybody knows Reggie Bush gets hurt. Now, Reggie Bush is a very good fantasy player for about half the year.
Right,
But the other half of the year, somebody's going to need the ball. Mikel LaShore is going to be the guy.
right.
So that's why he drafted Mikel LaShore. Because for those weeks that Reggie Bush is out, he can throw
Yeah,
in
turn
LaShore,
right back.
especially if that's during a week that Martin or Foster has a bye week. If one of those two has a bye week, he throws in LaShore if Bush is hurt, if all 3 of those things
Even
happen.
not.
Or if Lamar Miller doesn't end up performing.
Exactly.
and at the time that Bush goes down, LaShore becomes he becomes RB1 in Detroit.
Right.
And that makes him a very valuable fantasy
Especially-
player.
As a late round pick. That was a smart pickup.
It was a smart pickup.
Especially
I like that
since
pick.
I can relate to a game last year where I almost lost the entire league because of LaShore. Because there was one game where he scored 3 touchdowns in one game. He had maybe 5 carries, 3 touchdowns.
Yeah, and that's a lot of
big.
points. That's a lot of points.
Big.
That's what a handcuff is. A handcuff is a backup running back who's going to see the field, who's going to get playing time, who's going to be viable.
Yeah.
Now, Outlaw, who's your favorite draft pick that you picked in this draft?
My
Not
favorite
keeper.
draft pick that I picked in this draft,
Right.
I'm going to have to go with Larry Fitzgerald. Larry Fitzgerald, I took, really like Larry Fitzgerald this year. In fact, I had him listed as my number 3 overall wide receiver. Also, I had Reggie Wayne listed in my top 10. A little later in the top 10 than Fitzgerald, probably around 7 and 9 I have him listed. They fluctuate on a week-to-week basis, just based on performance in preseason, based on injuries to other players, and, any other things that
And-
happen, quarterback performance and everything. There's a lot of things go into
But
they fluctuate. They fluctuate. I mean, and
yeah.
you can look at anyone's listings. You can even look at the big time names. You can look at TMR or Fabiano or Adam Rank or any of them guys, and their rankings fluctuate on a week to week basis, just as ours will. So I can see Reggie Wayne. I have Reggie Wayne still in my top 10, lower in the top 10, but I managed to pick up both of them. I managed to get 2 of my top 10 wide receivers, and I'm very happy with both of them.
And they're both
Yeah.
wide receiver ones, and when it comes
Exactly.
to PPR league, they're
both the go.
yeah.
They're both the go-to
legit.
guy on their team.
You're set. You have 2 WR1s. You have 2 RB1s.
Right.
I mean, you're set right there.
But that's why
And
I
that-
picked
right.
this team as being the best team in the league.
And that is why.
Yeah.
And that's going to be the major performers overall. I mean, Dalton. He might be a QB1 to
Hang
a lot
on.
of people, but still, with what you've got, I mean, my God. I mean, really.
Yeah.
Kevin
Hang
just
on.
said-
Hang
Kevin
on.
just
Hang
said
on.
best
Wait a
thing.
minute. Hang on. Hang on.
He did.
Sleeves. Say that one more time.
Again.
While Barrett's not talking.
I think
As of right now,
on paper, you have the best team in the league.
On paper.
on
Yeah,
paper.
on paper.
Now, what's week
Right.
4 going to show?
And here's the paper.
We don't know.
Well,
We don't
here's
know.
the paper.
Exactly.
And you know what? Here's the paper right now.
Week
And
2, we don't know.
realistically, once the season gets going, the paper means this.
Exactly.
That's what it
I mean,
means.
God
Week
forbid.
4,
Because anything
Week
can happen.
1, somebody gets hurt.
Anything can
it's
happen.
over.
right? Well, we know week 4 chalked as torture being top of the league.
Who was the very first pick you ever had in your very first fantasy draft
It was Terrell Davis the year he tore his ACL.
after the 2,000-yard season?
It was right after the 2000
Okay.
season.
Who was the very first pick, first fantasy team you ever had?
Jamal Charles,
And what happened?
he tore his ACL in game 2.
Okay. Again, on paper, things look awesome. You just never know what's going to happen. By the first quarter, the first game, your whole fantasy team can be turned upside down.
Now, Arian Foster sure as shit better not have that happen to him.
I know that. That's because you drafted him first overall this year.
It is indeed.
Yeah, and when it comes down to keeper league, he's in a different league, but when it comes down to the keeper league, yeah, you're right. Better not be Arian Foster.
But you never. But that's the thing. You just never know. I mean, we can talk all we want about who we think should go where, but when play actually happens, all you can do is pray that whoever you've drafted does not get hurt. But you know what? No matter how much you do, someone on your team will get hurt. You're going to have to drop somebody and replace them with somebody that you would have never drafted initially.
So, that is the midget pirate hookers.
Yeah. Thank you.